Welcome to another episode of the 2 for 1 podcast. I'm your host, Dion, and joining me on this Sunday evening, live from this state where it is illegal to name your newborn baby child any of the following names: King or Queen, Santa Claus, Adolf Hitler, Jesus Christ, Messiah, or Majesty. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the state of New Jersey. It's the man, the myth, the Nate. How are you doing, Nate?
That's really unfortunate news for my friend Jesus Christ the Messiah 74.
Yeah, feds are coming for him. Yeah, no
This
numbers
that's
either, so
really
he's
that's bad.
he's in trouble.
Like
I can't believe you just outed him like that. Oh man. And anyway, today's episode, we're gonna be going over some awards for each and every player for each team. So kind of like the end of season awards, just for all 30 franchises.
yeah,
Now,
you
Nate,
guys know how there's like the MVP and the Defensive Player of the Year award and the Sixth Man of the Year award and Rookie of the Year. Well, we're not going to do Six Man, but the other awards we are going to do, and we're going to give those out for every team.
exactly. Now, people might be asking, why are we doing this at the 60, 65 game mark? And I would say to that, as we know, the tanking epidemic that is going on right now, pretty much a third of the league has decided that their best players probably shouldn't be playing the most minutes. So with that in mind, I figured this would be a good point to stop and say, who are the standout players for each team this season? So I think we'll go by division, starting with clearly the best division in basketball, the Atlantic. And as a matter of fact, we'll get it started with your Knicks, Nate. So
Briefly before we get into that, I just want to talk about the tanking epidemic thing. I saw a video, or did you see the report that the NBA is going to investigate Lauri Markkanen's injury and that to make sure
send their
that
own like independent doctor out.
yeah, and I saw a video of someone saying like the Jazz team doctors before the NBA comes to check out Lauri Markkanen's injury, and it's like a video of some WWE wrestler just like smashing Vince McMahon's foot while he's in a hospital bed. Yeah, that's really funny though. I'm kind of glad though that the NBA is doing that they're actually making sure that this guy isn't just
trying to do something, I guess.
phoning it in.
Enforce their own rules, Yeah.
It is kind of dictatory, but here we are.
Hey, is what it is.
So the Knicks, though, I mean MVP is it really? We don't really need to discuss that much.
Plenty of these will be pretty straightforward.
Jalen Brunson is easily far and away their MVP.
Probably will be as long as he wears the uniform. I would imagine.
Defensive Player of the Year, I think, is also another pretty easy one. I think it'd be OG Anunoby pretty unequivocally.
My mind immediately went to Mitchell Robinson, but he just hasn't played enough.
I was just gonna say I think Mitch is a great shout, and Mitch has been awesome. But just because the fact that OG has pretty much been available again, this is the second season in a row where he's been really healthy. I'm knocking on wood because I really need that to continue to be the thing that happens. Then Rookie of the Year is another, again, I think a pretty fairly easy one for the Knicks. I think the Knicks are a pretty clean sweep one. Their only rookie that's really contributed anything, Mo Diawara, has been way better than I think anyone would have expected a 51st overall pick to go. I don't know if you have any real quarrels with that. I don't know who else you even put.
No, I mean, pretty straightforward. And I would only have Mitchell Robinson if he was up there in minutes, but he's pretty much neck and neck with Jordan Clarkson for 8th. So just couldn't get there. But I think that's pretty straightforward. Who'd you have for like most improved?
Am I somehow forgetting another? We don't have the Knicks don't have another rookie this year, do they?
No, honestly, don't even know that we need to do Rookie of the Year for every team. A lot of teams have one.
That's true.
Not zero. So
yeah,
at least as far as guys are actually playing, like I think those will be.
If I'm not, I'm having a really bad brain fart. There's no one in the rotation at the very least. They didn't have their first went to the Nets. For the most improved, that one is a tough one, but I think it sucks that he's been out with injury for so long. But I think Deuce McBride was the guy who probably deserved that the most. He took a leap from being like a 10 points a game guy, still being a really good defender, but his shooting took a huge leap. He was one of the Knicks' best players when he was healthy, and it sucks that he's not going to be back till the playoffs. I don't really know who else even would qualify, considering Cat's gotten statistically worse. McHale has gotten statistically basically the same. OG has taken a statistical dip.
I would say maybe like Shamet, I guess.
Yeah, actually, that's not a bad shout either. Landry has been really good. I think I think Landry has done similar stuff though in his past years with other teams. He had moments with the Sixers, but I think I'd give it to Deuce for the 40-ish, 50 games.
They both played 35 games.
35. Damn.
Yeah.
All right, I'm still giving it to Deuce because Landry missed time too. I don't know if you lean one.
Yeah, they're both at 35. So
yeah, that's pretty. We can be done with the Knicks. I think that was a pretty easy one.
I think the Celtics will be even easier. Jaylen Brown MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and Most Improved. I'm going Nemi Esqueda himself, and then Rookie of the Year would obviously be Ugo. Pretty
Yep.
straightforward. I don't think there's any debate.
I have no quarrels.
I think someone might say Derek White for DPOY, but I just think
say
Kata's
overall,
value as a rim protector rebounder.
Yeah, he is the only rim protector on that team. So
yeah, so I'd have to give it to him. Let's move to Mr. Sider's Raptors. Unfortunately, he's not.
This
here
is a more
on the pod
interesting
for today. But I don't know. I thought this was pretty easy myself. Obviously, MVP and defensive player is going to be Scotty. I mean, that's.
I think the more I watch them, though, the more that I think Ingram is on some nights. A lot of times, maybe somehow, just a little
certain
bit.
nights. But from start to finish this season, it's definitely Scotty.
No, it's probably been Scotty.
He's their best player. I don't really think there's
a
lot of question there. Obviously, he's their best defensive player. I think for most improved, I would go with Mamu, honestly.
Yeah, I like that. Mamu went from being a fringe really rotation guy to being this is a really solid backup big. He's averaging like 11 a game, 4 rebounds, shoot the 3 ball. I like Mamu.
Yeah, went from like you said, fringe player to legit. Like he's gonna stick around.
Yeah.
And then obviously CMB has been a pretty damn good rookie, I would say.
Yep. The Atlantic is really difficult so far. A lot of hot debates we've had.
For the 76ers, obviously Maxi's been the MVP. Now, defensive player of the year I thought was pretty interesting. Who'd you have off the top of that? Nothing off the top of your head, eh?
VJ Edgecombe, like.
I mean, wow. No, my first thought was Adem Bona, honestly, but I looked at some of the numbers, and there's some numbers that would suggest it's somehow Andre Drummond, but I no, thank you. So
Bona's been good. He just doesn't play a ton. He averages what?
No one on the Sixers plays a ton except for Maxi and Edgecombe. Like
they both play playing
48
like
minutes a game, but I'll see like who leads in total minutes. But honestly, I think it might be Bona, and he would be my most improved pick as well. Like he was pretty decent last year, showed some flashes.
No,
but I feel like he's a lot
most
more
improved. I think
year.
Most improved. I'd give to Dominic Barlow.
Okay, good call too. Because he was on a 2-way, so I guess.
I think
that's fair.
Guess, but he's definitely went from again a guy who was on a 2-way to being okay. This is a legit rotation player who can give you some good minutes. He's athletic. He gets boards. He plays hard. He's actually been pretty solid offensively this season. So I guess we can go DPOY for Bona. I don't really have a huge argument.
He is, Bona is 8th in minutes. I mean, would it really be VJ?
I don't like the Sixers are probably in my top 5 least watched teams this season, genuinely, because I just don't like watching the Sixers. So
I do watch a decent number of fourth quarters, but they're not like the team I seek out to watch start to finish games. Also.
Like no one on that team stands out to me defensively.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You could argue that Embiid's big body being there for the 25, 29, 30 games that he's played has it even been that much?
33 games, and he has played more total minutes than Bona. So I guess you probably would go Embiid, honestly.
I think Embiid might be like, even with him not being like the same movement that he used to have, like he's a paint deterrent. I think it's probably Embiid.
I agree. And then for the Nets, MPJ, I think MVP pick, pretty easy.
Yeah. Danny Wolf.
The rest, probably Claxton for Defensive Player of the Year.
How many games has Claxton even played?
Claxton's at 53, so I mean he's.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. Okay, yeah, no, it's probably Claxton. There's no real good defenders on that team.
Yeah, there's not much happening there. I mean, most improved
man.
Yeah, most improved. I think Clowney maybe, or maybe he just plays more. I feel like he honestly just.
It's both, but again, there's no one else really on the team that I think.
Yeah, it is slim pickings for this.
I'd probably
Cam Thomas
Clowney.
Most improved, but
favorite
he's
definitely
rookie
on the team still.
Yeah, I think we've settled on Traore being our favorite rookie of the
definitely
5 that the Nets picked up this summer. So
what are our Nets 5 rookie power rankings looking like? I think for me, number 1, Nolan has stolen that spot where he's the only guy I'm like actually convinced has like some maybe high upside. Drake Powell is probably number 2 I'd have just because he looks like he'll be a solid rotation player at the least. Maybe if he's not on the Nets. Danny Wolf I'd go 3rd, probably just because he's at least put the ball in the basket a few times. I'm forgetting Igor. I just forgot.
I was gonna say, whoa, jeez.
No, I
was just waiting for you to be like,
yeah. Okay. I would put Yegor though behind Powell just because I like Powell being like I think Powell is pretty much not guaranteed, but I can see the path to him just being a good player. Whereas Yegor, I'm just not convinced this shooting is real, and he hasn't impressed me in the areas that he's supposed to impress me with in his ability to run an offense, and he's been a solid passer. Like, he's a willing passer, and he has some vision, but he's not some seeing the play happen before the play actually happens type of guy that I thought he could be
Mhm.
early on. And yeah, I guess Danny Wolf is 4, and then Ben Saroff is just genuinely terrible.
Yeah, that one was a whiff. But as far as Jaeger goes, like he just like you were saying, I don't really know that I buy the shot either. And for him to work out, he does strike me as like he's gonna have to be a really high usage guy. Just don't see him being that good to
I feel like he
justify
has
that.
to be the Josh Giddey type
That
of.
yes, that's where I was gonna go. Honestly, yeah, it is pretty similar to where like, does it really make sense to have him run your whole team? But otherwise, what is he really doing for you?
Yeah, I don't. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm not convinced of anything that's going on in Brooklyn.
Yeah, no, that I would still probably have him over Powell, but I don't know. I do really like Powell as
I
well.
just like. I know Powell hasn't done that much. I just like what I've seen, and like he's shown me some flashes of okay, this guy's. I just love
Yeah, he's just the type
his
of player that
length
makes
and
sense. Yeah.
athleticism. Like he's solid, not freak athlete, but he's good enough athletically. He's really long arms, and like he has solid defensive instincts. So I
Hmm.
do like his projection.
Yeah, I think so. And then that'll wrap up the Atlantic Division. Do you want to go Central or Southeast to wrap up the East?
Ooh, two best divisions in basketball. I'll probably the Central. I guess let's just go like East
Cool.
to West. Uh,
Well, then yeah, we
North.
should.
I mean no, that's not how that would work. I guess we can go Central.
Okay, cool. So would we still have? No, I'm just kidding. We would obviously have Giannis for MVP of the Bucks, Defensive Player of the Year. I think he's got to hold that down as well.
For the Bucks, Giannis MVP, Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Coach of the Year, Executive of the Year.
No, definitely not Executive of the Year because I don't think Miles Turner was, exactly
Yeah,
the move to make. But
well, I don't think he
um,
wanted Miles Turner all that much though either. Like, I don't think it was. They
yeah, but
cut
yeah,
Dame for him, and he was pissed about that.
yeah. And then most improved, obviously they have one of the actual most improved player candidates in Ryan
Yeah,
Rollins.
Rollins,
So, yeah, pretty straightforward there.
Tyler
Uh,
Smith,
it's
who they
Tyler Smith.
definitely kept after drafting with like a 31st pick.
I think it was higher than that. MVP of the Bulls. Who was your pick?
How many games has Giddy played at this point? Because I feel like it has to
He
be
is ninth with 39 games.
like part of me wants to say Matas.
He's played 60.
Yeah,
He's played
I'm
all
going
60.
Matas. I'm just like Josh Giddy is so does not move me at all. And like it was cool that he had the nice few months to start the season, but it's not like it was leading to wins. They had the what 5-0, 6-0 start, and then they fell off the face of the earth. And it's just like, okay, he puts up some cool PRA numbers, but I don't really see a whole lot that Giddy gives you. Whereas Matas, I've seen him be he's not a good defender yet, but he gets a lot of blocks. He adds something of value on defense. He's taken an uptick in his scoring, and him playing 40 or him playing 60 games compared to Giddy not even playing 40, I think gives him the edge for me. So I'm gonna go Matas.
Is there a case for Vucevic?
You could argue it, but I don't think I think you can't give it to a guy who's not
If
on the
you
team
add
anymore.
in, they're gonna get like I think the 31st or 32nd pick in the draft in that swap too.
Well, I
Like
don't think you can add what you gave trade value to as being your most valuable player.
that's value though, is it not?
But it's not on the court value. It's not like
Look,
the
we're grasping for straws here with Chicago. All right,
yeah.
I think he has a decent case because he was honestly. I mean, he only played 48 games with the Bulls,
Dude,
but
defensive player of the year, they actually don't deserve to have one. Like we don't they shouldn't be named.
yeah, I
Like, is
mean,
it Matas? Like
my
that's
pick might have
sad.
gone to Io. Like I don't.
Yeah, Io's Trey Jones isn't a bad defender.
It's just insane though too. Just to look at on their basketball reference page, just how many guys have suited up for the Bulls. They're already at 27 different guys that have played a game
Isn't
for the
it
Bulls this season.
crazy that Patrick Williams is on like a bottom 5 defensive team, probably like a bottom 3 defensive team in the league after the trade deadline, and he's still not even like a top 5 defender on the roster, and he was supposed to be like Kawhi Leonard.
He was supposed to be a lot of different things that he is not. That being just
The
one of a
fact that
few.
he can't manage to be a top 5 defender when you have a team that has 74 point guards that don't play defense is kind of crazy.
It's something. He is something.
Who is there?
Um,
Who Jalen Smith? Is that do we go Jalen Smith as their defensive player of the year?
honestly, I might go Matas. Like I really don't even know what to say.
I don't care enough. Just skip it. Like I don't
Most improved.
Matas.
This feels super generous to Matas. I don't know.
I would
I think I would no.
not
I think we
super
would have to go
generous.
Jalen Smith for defender, but it's bad. Let's move on from the Bulls. Um, so for the Cavs, obviously Donovan Mitchell, I wouldn't call him a real like league wide MVP candidate, but
I think
obviously
he's on
he's
that second tier, so I think you should shut your mouth.
oh well, I'd put him maybe on the third tier, but depending on
Okay.
how you want to break up your tiers. As far as DPOY goes, I would lean Mobley. Is there a case for Jared Allen for you?
Is the game differential that big? I mean, Mobley hasn't missed that much time, has he?
Jared Allen's played 3 more games.
Yeah, I don't. It's probably Mobley still, even though he's disappointing. But yeah, Allen's been fantastic. I think offensively, Jared Allen's been better this season than Evan Mobley has been. But
Yeah, he's been on a tear the last couple weeks here for sure.
so
Most
and then most
improved, I
improved
think, pretty clearly
Tyson.
Jalen Tyson. Yeah,
Yeah,
and then I want to ask you this, just throwing like a wild card for this Cavs team. Who is the biggest X factor for you in their playoff run this season?
got to be DeAndre Hunter. I don't know. Dean Wade might be.
Dean Wade.
Dean Wade's defense this season on some of the better players
Maybe
is
yeah,
actually
specifically against Jalen Brunson, not like in a Knicks series,
no.
I guess.
Okay, that's not what I meant. I've seen him. He's played some decent defense on some other guys, but not Jalen. I mean, not Dean Wade. Is Schroeder? Is
I
Schroeder an
really
X
meant what I was
factor?
really trying to get at was between like their kind of core four now. Like, who are you essentially most worried
But I
about?
don't like. Are they an X factor? I kind of know Jared Allen's going to be solid enough in the playoffs, but he's not. He doesn't have the dog that we've seen other centers have in them when it comes to him matching up against other guys. Mobley's probably going to be the same thing we've seen in the playoffs the last 2 years. I mean, he was better last year, but I don't expect him to be any better than he was last year because I haven't seen that in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
Donovan Mitchell's still probably going to put up a 50 ball, a near 50 ball at least once. He'll be great. Like I have no doubt about Donovan Mitchell. It's really, I mean, I think James Harden's the X factor, but having James Harden as your X factor is also the most terrifying thing in the world because he's on year 17 now, I think. And
Mm-hmm.
every single time he's needed to be your X factor, it hasn't worked out other than, a few big shots. Like the one moment in the playoffs that I remember, like James Harden's significant or like a significant shot was the game tying or game winning shot or he like double teamed against Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green on the right wing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's
but
the
that
only like moment like I can pinpoint. And didn't he hit a moment in the Sixers Celtics series too? I thought.
he basically won them game one,
Yeah. So
and then
but like every time it gets down to a pivotal game, like I don't trust James Harden, but that's why they traded for James Harden is the hope that he's finally going to break out of this 17-year long curse that comes with a game 6 or 7. He just every single time he's needed to step up, 27 straight missed threes.
mm. Yeah, no, the track record is long. So if it does come down to James Harden, they might be cooked. I just wanted to see where you landed on that one. And then we'll go to
I
the Pacers, I guess.
Yeah, I do think though a guy like Schroeder could be important though because I think he's going to really need to step up for their bench unit and be consistent 10, 12 points a game at least. He was really good for the Pistons last year. So,
Or even potentially be a guy that plays in place of Harden if it really came down to it.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
for the Indiana Pacers, Siakam easily the MVP
Mm,
there.
Not even questionable.
Not really a question. I don't know that I necessarily call him the defensive player of the year, but who else?
Defensive player of the year, I'd probably give to Nemhard or Neesmith maybe.
How many games has Neesmith? He's played 33 games.
They've all missed time.
Yeah.
Like no one on that team is a great defender. Those are two like guys that I like.
I feel like Isaiah Jackson was low key their best defender until he got traded.
I don't know. I'm not counting a guy that got traded because it's the end of the year award. So Jay Huff actually, I'm gonna go Jay Huff actually. No, yeah, easily. He's one of the best shot blockers in the league.
All right, we'll go Jay Huff. Sure. Is he most? No, he's not. Is he most improved?
I don't think so. I think Jarris Walker might just because of the minutes and.
Yeah, I don't really like Jarris Walker.
I don't like Jarris Walker either. Jarris Walker is nothing like the player he was supposed to be coming out of college. He's like a strictly like stretch 4 now who only shoots threes, and he's not a great defender. He doesn't rebound particularly well. He's supposed to be like this tough enforcer, Draymond Green-esque guy, and he like nothing like that at all. We haven't even seen glimpses of it.
Well, I guess I don't know. I wouldn't describe him exactly that way, but yeah, I mean, he is not what I expected coming into the league.
He takes like off the dribble, like 3-point. Like he likes
takes
the sidestep threes.
almost as many threes as twos. Yeah.
That little sidestep huck, he loves that shot. And it's just
Sidestep Huck. It is because yeah, he is not a good scorer. Not really. Yeah, I expected him to be like an energy like defender type of.
yeah,
Yeah,
not like exactly like Draymond Green, but like there's like a guy that created havoc. Could guard multiple positions, play small ball five. Like he's just not anything that was
yeah.
or that
He's
he was
falling
supposed to
into more of
be.
like a Patrick Williams territory to me. Honestly, I'm seeing similarities more there than Draymond. But I would say for most improved, I'm not giving it to Jarris Walker. I'm gonna say it might be Jay Huff just stepping into a bigger role this season.
All right, I don't care enough. Sure.
Micah Potter, you catch any Micah Potter
Micah
recent
Potter's
games?
actually, yeah, I don't hate that shot either, but did he even really play at all last season?
He's yeah, well, 20. Yeah, that's why he might be most improved.
All right,
But
Micah Potter, it is. Let's go. Next team.
let's do it.
I
Let's do
don't
it.
like this anymore. I don't like the Pacers
All right, and then
this
who are we
year.
missing?
That's
Pistons. Oh,
unethical tanking.
Pistons should be pretty straightforward. I mean, I'm going Cade. Obviously, is the MVP. Where would you put him in your MVP ballot right now?
Well, I mean, if we're talking about like
Yeah,
Jokic and
guys are held. Yeah,
SGA,
SGA and Jokic are there. Wemby's there. The whole thing.
I mean, 3, 4, 3, 3, probably have him after SGA and Jokic, I guess.
Yeah, that's where I landed
Actually,
too.
if Wemby's the 1 seed, he's in there.
True, but
He's
as
in
of
that
today,
combo.
though, with the Pistons having the best record, I would
No,
put him
yeah,
there.
and they just lost to the Knicks, so I'll give Cade that spot, I guess.
Valid. I like that we're getting a lot of these kind of like MVP versus MVP matchups. Like
Yeah.
between like, well, I guess you could throw the Knicks in there. I don't know that Brunson's an MVP candidate,
No,
but
he's not
it seems
anymore.
like we've gotten a lot of really good matchups recently, last like week or two, as far as
Yeah.
games. And then for most improved, I mean Duran. I don't know if there's much of a
Yeah.
case for anybody else.
I would definitely give it to Duran. Defensive player of the year is probably a Star Thompson, no?
No, I'd go Beefs too.
Oh yeah, I'm done.
He doesn't play as much as Asar,
He's
but
also been hurt a bunch, but I don't know how much he's been hurt.
he okay. So six game difference, but
And
he
now he's
also plays a little
suspended.
bit less.
Is
And
his
he's suspended.
suspension
Yeah,
up
so
yet?
I think I want to say is one more because I know Duran's back.
He had 5 games, right?
I thought he got 7.
7, yeah, okay, it was 7.
I want to say he's got one more, but yeah, I would go Beef Stew as defensive player of the year for sure. Yeah, all right,
Yeah,
cool.
I like
And
that. Rookie
yeah,
of
we
the year,
kinda just
Danish Jenkins is not a rookie, so
yeah, who is
they
their
have like
rookie?
nobody.
Chaz Lanier, like he's played 20 games.
Yeah, they
I don't
don't
know.
like Danish Jenkins is their only like guy that came onto the scene and he played
Mhm.
a game or a few games last year.
You could honestly, yeah, I don't know. You could make a case for him defensive or most improved player.
Oh, yeah, you could, but I think Duran going from like
Yeah,
solid
Yeah,
starter
Duran's leap
to
was definitely harder to make. Yeah, for sure. And then, are we short a central team? Bucks, Cavs, Pistons, Pacers,
Bucks. That's 4, right?
Bulls. Oh yeah, and we did the Bulls. Yeah, so we're good.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's move to the Southeast then. That took a little bit. Took us some time. I'll start with this. I think Alex Sarr gets every award for the Wizards. MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, most
And
improved.
rookie of the year?
He's not okay. He's not the rookie on the team. I'll give it to Trey Johnson,
It's
but
Trey Johnson, yeah.
I would give Alex Sarr those 3 for
I'm
sure.
fine with that. Yeah.
Great.
There's
I didn't want to spend
no
any
need
more
to
time.
spend any more time
Yeah.
on the Wizards. That was
Now
already
this
commended.
one I think is really interesting for the Magic. I landed on Desmond Bane as their MVP.
I mean,
think
yeah, he's
start
the
to
only
finish
one
this
that. Yeah,
season,
yeah.
with
No,
how
I
in
agree.
and out Franz and Paolo have both been, I think Bane's the most important player.
agree.
Cool. Defensive Player of the Year, I would still give it to Jonathan Isaac, even though the somewhat limited minutes.
No.
He's just by far the best defensive player.
It's not Suggs.
I don't know. Well, let me check the minutes difference, but Isaac is to me like so.
How many
easily the
games
best.
has Isaac played?
He plays. Let me see what the difference is though. Like Suggs is cool. He's a really solid defender, but I don't know. Isaac to me is per 36 or however you want to put it. Like he's still elite to me.
Give me his minutes and his games played.
Oh damn, yeah, it's not great. Well, Jalen Suggs is 6th with 913 minutes, and Jonathan Isaac's actually 11th with 506.
Yeah, okay, but I don't think you can even justify giving that to Isaac. I think it has to be Suggs.
Yeah, unfortunately, I might have to, but just wanted to give Isaac.
I love
Jonathan. He still
Isaac.
is that good.
Like Jonathan Isaac is per minute still up there for the best defender in the league, not named Victor Wembanyama.
Mm-hmm. Most improved, I think Anthony Black. Maybe you can make a case.
Yeah,
for
no,
else,
I think definitely.
Pretty straightforward.
That's a pretty easy one.
Now, my hometown Charlotte Hornets.
Ooh.
I think Con Knipple is the most valuable player on this team. I think his presence is the biggest reason why they've had this sort of turnaround. I don't know that you could make the case that he's like just on paper the best basketball player. You could maybe even say he's like third in that group, but
Yeah,
I think he's the most valuable. I really do.
I think I agree with you in that, and the fact that he opens up so much for everybody else in that team with his
Hmm.
ability to shoot the ball and his like the threat that he is already. He's a solid enough defender. He's a really good passer, for his position. I think LaMelo Ball has a case just because of he does have a lot of gravity and he is a guy who can. I know his efficiency isn't great, but he is a guy who just makes his teammates better when he's playing, at his best. Brandon Miller has also been good, but he's missed some time. So I think consistently, like overall the entire season, yeah, I like Khan as being their MVP.
Yeah, I mean, Khan's play. I mean, to Lamelo's credit, he's played 51 games, but Khan's played all 60. He plays more minutes than Lamelo does, believe it or not. Um, and yeah, like you said, like he opens everything up for them. I think he's such a high IQ guy that he's the type of plug and play piece that makes everything else make sense. Like we've known
Yeah.
for a few years now, the Hornets have had some talent with Lamelo and Brandon Miller and some other young guys. Khan has just come in and just made it all work in a way
Yeah.
that we're seeing now in these last 2 weeks where they're just on a
I
tear.
I think for the sole reason that they really didn't add all that much other than putting Khan in the mix. And
Right.
since Khan has been here, it's been a lot better than what we've seen the last few years.
Mm-hmm. Well, I do want to shout out Musa though, because I would have him as
Yeah,
both defensive player of the year and most improved. So like his jump
he
has been important too.
he was on the team though last year, no?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying like
I was just saying
he's
like Khan was like the one addition they really it was like the one big addition other than like Cockburn.
mhm. Yeah. I just think similarly to Kada, I think Musa has gone from like, oh yeah, last year like he was an energy big, looked like he had some flashes, to now like putting a full season together as a starting center for what's probably going to be a playoff team.
Yeah, Musa I think is going to be a guy he's not to me a starter long term, but he's a top tier energy guy off the bench who you can still give 22 minutes and spot start. I think he could be similar, not like similar in play style to Mitchell Robinson, but those kind of minutes and that kind of usage. Whereas he's a guy that you can plug in to start if you need, and he can also give you 20 to 25 minutes off the bench depending on the night.
For sure. Yeah. Is that where you would go for most improved and
Yeah, yeah,
deeper?
yeah. I
Cool.
think definitely he went from again. I like that brings up the bigger point I wanted to make actually too. When we were talking about Ryan Rollins, is I just really Ryan Rollins needs to win this award just for the fact that we need to go back to the integrity of the most improved player award. And I feel like we've had this conversation 3 years in a row. The John Morant's, the Tyrese Maxey's winning it now. I think Denny Avdia is the favorite right now. And it's not a knock on any of those guys. It's just it's easier to go from 20 points a game to 25 points a game than it is to go from being a fringe rotation player to being a legitimate top tier starter in the league. Not like an all-star, but Ryan Rollins has been one of the better starting point guards in the league this year. Last year, he bounced around and was a guy who couldn't find a legit spot in the NBA. And now you look at him as, one of the Bucks' best young pieces. I mean, he's not that young, but a 25-year-old guy going from okay, this guy is maybe a nice 12th, 13th man on a team, maybe 10th at best, to now this is their starting point guard for the next few years going forward at the moment. And I think it's really important, that it's just like the Ryan Andersons of the world. I think he's one of the perfect examples of, those kind of guys are what the most improved player award should be about.
Yeah, because even there's going to be people who say, well, it is harder to make that 20 to 25 point per game leap. But I just don't think it's in the spirit of the award to give it to the guys that we kind of expect to make that leap because of what they did to end last season. Like, if Denny were to win it this year, it's going to be largely off the back of what he did at the end of last season that then led to this year. Like, we kind of already saw it. So
Like
I'd much rather give it to the Ryan Rollins who came out of nowhere, or like Kobe White the year before. Like, that to me is what the most improved player award is about.
it's not about the exponential growth that we already expect them to make to be on the trajectory that we expect those players to be on. It's the guy who comes out of nowhere and has this just huge jump and his stock rises, to a level that no one really thought it was ever going to be at. Like no one thought Ryan Rollins was going to be a 17-3-5 guy or whatever he is this season.
Right, exactly. So, all right, let's wrap up the Eastern Conference here. Miami Heat, I'm going Bam, MVP, and DPOY. I don't know if you feel differently.
No, Norm Powell hasn't been nearly as good, and he's been injured too. So I think, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
probably Bam. I don't
And
want to be
Davion is
interesting, but he's
definitely, I think Davion's like a sneaky shout for most improved league wide, but pretty clearly the guy for me for Miami.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't hate that either. Rookie of the year.
Yeah, Casp has played what?
I
I
don't
don't
know. I
even.
haven't been. He's
I feel
just
like I've
also.
only seen. I know he hasn't. He didn't play to start the season, like almost like the whole first half. I'm pretty sure. I can only recall actually seeing him because I don't watch the Heat a ton either. They're probably in like my bottom third in the league, and I don't really see him. So I don't.
It just feels like all his minutes that he was supposed to potentially get have been taken by Pelle Larson, and
But
has
yeah, who actually
he's
is pretty solid. He
yeah
actually had a
he's
case maybe for most
just been
improved as
better.
well. But yeah,
Um,
and then to wrap up the Eastern Conference, we have the Atlanta Hawks. Caw. Jalen Johnson, clearly the MVP, even though he's missed a decent amount of time. But
and their
he's
most
just
improved probably.
well. Here's what I wanted. Well, I was curious who you had for your Defensive Player of the Year because I also had my Defensive Player of the Year for the Hawks as most improved.
I mean, their defensive player of the year is still probably Dyson Daniels.
Okay, cool. I did forget about Daniels. I honestly wanted to give it to Mo Gay. I think he's
Yeah,
actually
no,
been sneaky
there's
really
no.
good.
Yeah, he has been good. I actually don't hate him as the most improved shot, but I think it's still Jalen Johnson. As much as I just talked about how that, I mean, Mo Gay didn't go from being a bum to being this like legit starter. He went from being a young player that didn't get a lot of minutes to now being a young player that gets some minutes and has produced. So I
Mhm.
still think I'd give it to Johnson. And yeah, I mean, Dyson Daniels hasn't been maybe the all-world defender that a lot of us, thought he was this year, but I still think he's probably their best
Okay,
defender
that's
by
fair.
a
That's
good
fair.
bit.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that one. That's fair. Yes, let's go to the Western Conference now. We'll start with the Pacific Division, and we'll kick it off with the Suns, the least Pacific of the five. MVP, I think it has to be Booker. I mean, Brooks has a great case, but with him being injured, Booker was the All-Star pick for the team. I think he's definitely their most valuable
I
player.
guess
For Defensive Player of the Year, you could give it to Brooks, I think.
I'm still giving it to Brooks. I don't care about he's been so much better than their next best defensive player that I'm giving it to him even with the injury.
That's fair. And then most improved, definitely got to go to Gillespie. He's
Yeah,
maybe
that's
got a case like league wide who probably end up on some ballots. I
he's
would
another
imagine.
one like Ryan where it's like you went
Exactly.
from fringe rotation guy to okay, this is a good starter. Where I like Gillespie a lot.
I think he slowed down a little bit. I think maybe like
Yeah,
the number of games is getting to him, but no,
he's
he's been
still
really good.
like third or fourth in the league in threes in the entire NBA. So
And threes made.
yep.
Damn. Yeah, because I mean he's played a lot. But we'll go to Los Angeles to the Lakers. So obviously Luca, where does Luca fall in your MVP ballot?
That part of me wants to put it depends on where the Lakers if the Lakers are a top 4 seed somehow or even a top 5, like I think Luca has to be in that, maybe top 3 kind of like I might have him over Cade.
Yeah, I think he's probably 5 at best for me. We'll see where the Lakers finish. It won't matter where they end up because it'll be close one way or the other.
Yeah.
Defensive Player of the Year for the Lakers. My God, pick a name out of a hat. I mean, Jared Vanderbilt is probably their only like plus defender, if we're honest, but he doesn't play enough.
I think it
justify
has
that.
to be Marcus Smart, even though he's not Marcus Smart of old. He's the only actual competent defensive player on the team.
Yeah, I guess by default he does play a lot of minutes. I guess so. But I can
There's
feel at
no
least
one
somewhat
else.
positive about their most improved player. I think Jake LaRavia has been a lot better than he ever was with the Grizzlies. He's second in total minutes played for the team. I think that's a pretty easy pick. Not a lot of great candidates.
He's all right.
Okay, but he went from
No,
like
yeah,
is this like he got his team option declined to yeah, he's all right.
yeah.
So that would be my unless you feel like someone stronger. I mean,
Stronglier?
if you feel strongly about anyone else.
No, I don't feel strongly here.
All right, well then let's head over to Inglewood. I think Kawhi honestly takes the cake. Name me the most improved player candidate for the Clippers. I don't know. He's having a career year.
You're dude like Jordan Miller or something.
I guess, but
Kawhi is not most improved. Shut the fuck up.
I can make the case Kawhi is having a career year in the regular season.
Yeah, you can, but he didn't improve.
Why not? His play improved. It's his best season.
It's his best season, but we've seen him do he's playing like playoff Kawhi in the regular season.
Which he's never really done before at this level.
Okay, but I don't think that okay. I'm not gonna say that Kawhi Leonard at 33 years of age is the most improved player for a team.
So your pick would be Jordan Miller. I guess Jordan Miller would be the only.
I think probably Jordan Miller.
Candidate. But
yeah,
he is better than he was last year. That's definitely fair. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
fair enough. I think Kobe Sanders, their rookie of the year pick for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
This is gonna be a tough one. The Sacramento Kings. Who is the most valuable player on the Kings right now?
It's probably Russell Westbrook. Like genuinely,
I thought there
Westbrook
was a case. I think I landed on
DeRozan.
DeMar.
It's probably DeMar.
But the fact that there's a case for Russell Westbrook in 2026, how did we get here? Just how did he
I
get
would
here?
I would definitely go DeMar. DeMar's still quietly a very good basketball player.
He's solid. He's still pretty much what he has been the last few
He's
years.
probably like 75-ish% of what he was the last few years. Like he's still good.
Yeah, yeah. Get him out of there. I'd like to see him on one last good team.
Most
For sure.
improved,
I think
Precious
just
Achua.
I honestly I thought him, and then for who else are we doing for defensive player of the year? Like I kind of defaulted to Precious. I
Precious
don't
Achua.
a mid-season pickup. Precious Achua has been
Mid-season, he
very
was picked up like a week into the season.
okay, but he was not on the team to start
Yeah, he didn't.
training
Yeah, it
camp,
wasn't with them in training camp.
and he's become one of their most important players. He just plays a ton, so
Yeah, he had
that's where we're at.
56 fantasy points the other night.
Yeah, he did
against,
have a career night the other night, and then Nick Clifford as your rookie. I mean, it's just
Yeah,
him and
Nick's
Devin
actually
Carter just don't play.
No, Neek has been better. Neek has since like the injuries to
He's been
Sabonis.
fine, but the
He's
fact that
been
him and Devin
he's had some
Carter,
good
like,
games.
he's fine.
Okay, he's had some good games.
I just the amount of minutes that him and Devin Carter have played
Well,
in
no,
total
Devin Carter
is
kind of
just
sucks,
insane.
but that's also probably just the Kings' fault.
That's it's just ridiculous. So let's keep it pushing. The Golden State Warriors, I think it's pretty straightforward. I'm curious who you have for most improved though.
Yeah, their MVP is Steph, but even Steph could play 20 games and he'd still probably be their most valuable player.
And then I still think Draymond's their defensive player.
Yeah. You said most improved?
Yeah.
Maybe Moses Moody, just because Moody's finally been able to actually play a bit this year. And I feel like every time I've seen him get shots, he does at least something positive. He's a good player. And he's a decent defender too. It's a shame he's only now finally getting real minutes, and he's in his fourth season.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth season, right? Him and Kuminga are both in their fourth year, or is it third?
Well, no, fifth now because they just got the.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it is. Time flies, man. Wow. I just remember like them getting. I remember Kendrick Perkins going Moosey Modi
Modis. Yeah. I mean, as you would say, not a bad shout. My pick though.
Pat Spencer.
No, I wouldn't go Pat Spencer. It's the guy who recently signed a new 3-year deal. Be the Brazilian boy, Gui Santos.
Okay, I don't hate that either. I think he was probably if you could have picked an NBA player who I had the least amount of expectations for ever, you could have probably told me it was Gui Santos.
He was completely the last 2 years just completely one of those like Warriors bit players that Steve Kerr was just in love with. But this season, I also feel like he grew. I don't remember him being this big, but he's actually pretty huge.
I don't know who his name is, and that makes this worse, but there's a new nickname for an NBA player on the Warriors. They call him Warriors fan, and I forget what his name is, but he just like people said he just looks like a random fan that just started wearing the jersey, and his nickname is Warriors fan. Yeah. Melo. Is this the guy we saw in fucking Summer League?
Oh, Malevi Leons?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was behind him in line at fucking Panda Express.
Oh my god, yeah, they call him Warriors fan.
Dude, he's like 6'10".
I know, but they call him Warriors fan.
That's crazy. He's okay. Like for like a random 15th man, I've actually
I know. I just remember I saw like a Reddit NBA post. It was talking about how like meet the new NBA player, Warriors fan, or meet Warriors' newest acquisition, Warriors fan.
Interesting. I don't know that he's the most improved or anything, but shout out to him. He'd be a rookie anyway. But let's move to the Blazers.
I was just saying it was funny that he gets called Warriors fan.
That is pretty funny. All right, let's move to the Northwest Division, starting with the Blazers. Denny, MVP, of course.
And most improved.
Honestly, yeah. But going back to what we were talking about with like Jalen Johnson, for example, we saw it at the end of last year. I
don't think they're the best candidates, but I still think they are the most like those aren't the guys that should be winning it. If there's no one else that year, then sure they can win it. But that's how I feel with Denny. Denny's still obviously the Blazers' most improved player.
Okay, fair. And then I mean I wanted to give it to Sissoko because he went from being like a bit player to he got a new contract. He's firmly in the rotation.
I don't think he's good enough to justify it over Denny.
Fair. Okay. All right.
And DPOY is obviously clinging.
Yeah. For the Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards,
also pretty easy.
Rudy Gobert, Defensive Player of the Year.
I don't know that
there's a great most improved player candidate.
I think McDaniels is a pretty good option. He's definitely like I know the numbers aren't eye popping. He went from like 12 to 15 points a game, but he's definitely a better offensive player this year. Like he's a guy you can actually give the ball to and be like, okay, like get us a bucket here, not just a guy who's going to be cutting and hit the occasional three. He's also much better 3-point shooter.
I'll hear that. Yeah, that's a good case. I don't know that I have a case for anybody else. So, yeah. For Denver, I would give obviously Jokic MVP. Do you have him 1 or 2 league wide?
Probably 1.
I think I lean honestly number 2 right now. But then I would go for a defensive player and improved. I think it's Peyton Watson, just because Aaron Gordon has played like half as many games
Yeah.
as Peyton Watson, so he's their next best guy defensively. God forbid he was unavailable. I don't know who would go third for defensive player of the year on the Nuggets, but yeah, I think Peyton Watson for sure. He's been really impressive. I don't know if they're going to be able to keep him around. They're not exactly, they're a little frugal in the front office. So
if they didn't have Jokic, I think there'd be more talk about how bad their front office is. If they didn't also draft and find hidden gems like out of nowhere, like they draft well and they draft well. I'll say that they draft well.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
And then going over to the other MVP candidate, I would go SGA number 1 for right now. Just don't think the Nuggets are good enough. So we'll see how they finish the season.
I get that.
And then defensive player of the year, obviously, like where would you put Chet league wide in defensive player of the year?
Somewhere in the top 5. I don't know where.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair. I think off the top of my head, obviously Wemby if he gets to 65, I still might honestly put Rudy second, and then Scotty probably third, and then that's where I start to consider Chet probably at the 4th spot.
Dude, yeah, this might be my plug to do this, but like I seriously think OG Anunoby needs like more defensive player of the year like love, because especially when you talk about an importance to a defense where he is the only thing keeping the Knicks as the Knicks are a top 10 defense because of OG Anunoby. Like Mikal is still a solid defender, but he's nowhere near the third, in defensive player of the year voting that he once was. Mitchell Robinson's still really good, but OG guards single teams by himself better than anybody other than maybe Scotty Barnes, which is funny that they used to be teammates. But those two guys, I think, deserve a little more love than they've been getting. I know Scotty's had some more momentum, but I think OG is teetering on that top 5, but probably Chet would go over him because the Thunder are also just the best defense in the league.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So
Chet, go ahead.
Chet will probably be a finalist if I had to guess at the end of the year.
Yeah, he'll be across most ballots, I would think. And then most improved, I think, is pretty interesting.
Why? It's pretty easy. AJ Mitchell to me.
Well, I just think just because he's missed a lot of time, I think in that time, Kassan Wallace has taken a big step forward. I really like Kassan Wallace this season, so I thought it was between the two of them. But if you just default to AJ, that's fine.
Kassan, I think there's a little recency bias in that because Kaysen wasn't really doing this, scoring 20 until the last few weeks with SGA out, and AJ went from 6 points a game, I don't even know if he was at that much, to now being a 14-4 guy off the bench.
Yeah, no, I mean that's fair. If you go look at probably the whole season, but second year guy, I was just like, but yeah, I think that's fine. AJ Mitchell's.
Yeah, it is fine. It's fine. Okay,
it's fine. For the Houston Rockets, obviously Kevin Durant has edged out Şengün. I don't really think it's that close anymore for most valuable player.
He what?
I don't honestly. I've been pretty disappointed defensively with Amin Thompson. Would you please?
What did he do to Şengün?
Relax. I think even though I haven't really been in love with Amin Thompson this season,
he's still their best defensive player.
He's still their best defensive player. And I think you have to go Reed Shepard for most improved, just like opportunity wise. Yeah. Still doesn't get quite the opportunity that he probably should be getting in some of these late game situations. But
although Jabari has been a lot better, I think this season than he was last season.
Yeah,
but I'd still give it to Reed.
I don't think it's the same size.
Yeah, I'd still give it to Reed. I'd still give it to Reed.
But he probably should be even higher up on this.
The thing with Reed Richards is Reed Richards.
Who?
Oh my God, that's Mr. Fantastic. Reed Richards. Reed Shepard is I feel like some games he looks so good, and then some games he looks so bad. Where there are games where he can't play for the Rockets. Where I know Josie's somewhere smiling ear to ear hearing me say that. But yeah, Reed's probably they're definitely, and I don't think it's really hard. Jabari hasn't taken that big of a step.
Yeah, I agree. And then the Dallas Mavericks next up here. I think
Cooper.
It might be with AD gone. I don't really think there's much of a case for anyone else. Honestly,
Brandon Williams is the most improved.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. But I don't know. Would you go with Cooper as Defensive Player of the Year? I think the only other argument would be Gafford, but because Cooper wasn't great defensively coming out the gate, he's been pretty good.
Cooper still hasn't overall been great defensively on the season. I think Najee Marshall's actually been pretty solid defensively for a lot of the season, but I don't know if I'd give him DPOY.
Yeah, I would default to the primary rim protector of Gafford probably being the guy.
Yeah, that's fine with me. Isn't he out though?
But he still played over 40 games. I mean, he's been
Okay,
out.
yeah, sure. Give it to Gafford.
All right.
Cool.
But yeah, definitely Brandon Williams for most improved. He's looked good in the past, but I think he's putting more of a full season
He's
together
got a
now.
really nice dribble package. Like if you're just
Mhm.
talking about like aesthetically pleasing, the dude can dribble with the best of them. I think Kyrie's worked with him individually too. Is something that they said.
Would make sense. Yeah, would make sense. And then the Spurs will wrap up Texas for us.
Wemby, 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 um, Dylan Harper.
I think I would go Champagne is most improved. No,
Maybe.
is
Yeah, I like
Wemby
that.
that
I
much
like
better
that.
than last year? I mean, I don't
No,
know.
yeah,
It's
no.
tough to
I
tell.
was just kind of joking here, but I like Champagne as a shout.
Okay, cool.
I'm cool with that.
So that would leave us with the Memphis Grizzlies
Actually,
up next.
Jeremy Sohan got pretty good this season.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. The Memphis Grizzlies is a tough one. They've traded away
Santi
Jaren
Aldama?
Jackson. Who is their most valuable? Is it Tim Spencer?
Santi Aldama?
I don't. You could make a case for a lot of guys. I don't. I actually need to see who's played the most minutes for this team.
I'm trying to think who is it. Is Jalen Wells?
Is it Jalen Wells? Let's see who's played the most minutes for them this season. Come on, Basketball Reference. It is Jalen Wells. Cam Spencer would be next after Jaren Jackson, though. So, Coward, like, I don't know.
Actually, I think okay, yeah, I'm gonna give it to Cedric Howard, even though he's a rookie. I think Cedric Howard consistently from day one to now has been their most consistent, available, and good player.
You might be right. I think Cam Spencer might be a close second, though.
Dude, Cam Spencer had like a few week run where he was nice, and he's been pretty garbage ever since.
I don't know. The fact that this is where we're at, though, god damn.
We are having an actual debate about Cedric Howard versus Cam Spencer being a team's best player for a season.
This is really rough. Now,
it would have been Jaren. Is it still Jaren? Is it the one where we have to actually just give it to the guy who was on the team, and who was not on the team anymore?
And just add in the value of all the picks that they got? I mean, I guess.
Or just the fact
it would
that
make me feel better
best...
about it. But then do we have to pick him for Defensive Player of the Year as well? This is tough,
dude. I think honestly, yeah, I think MVP is Jaren Jackson. Defensive Player of the Year is Jaren Jackson. And are we missing someone?
I'm looking at the roster. It's KCP having a little bit of a bounce back, but even he's not been good. Jock Landale's no longer with the organization.
Yeah, Jock Landale's no longer with us.
Vince Williams might no longer be with us after he took a fall from Tari Eason. So I don't know. Javon Small, is he a rookie? No, I think he's a rookie, right?
I don't know. He played center one night.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, it's that rough. I mean, how about the fact that Ty Jerome, we just thought like maybe it was a one season wonder, and now he's had 8 good games. Like I don't know where we go for Memphis, but
I think we just skip. Honestly, I don't know what else to do. I'm sorry, Grizzlies fans. I don't know what to say.
The Pelicans are not going to make it much easier for us.
Yeah, they are somewhat. You know, I'm actually putting for the Pelicans MVP. It's probably Zion.
I'm nervous about this. Who?
It's probably Zion. Actually, I wanted to say something. I was going to say Sadiq Bey, but I think it's probably still Zion.
Ooh, the fact that Sadiq Bey has a case.
He's been really good.
He's been very good, and he just keeps getting better too.
Yeah, like the more they've been asking him to do, he's like, "All right, you want me to take more shots? I'll take more shots."
But I think before we get into Sadiq Bey, I think we would have to go Trey Murphy. Like he's been better than.
I feel like Trey Murphy's missed half the season. Maybe he hasn't missed as many games as I thought.
He's played 52. He's played 52 games, leads in total minutes.
Okay, yeah, it's Trey or Zion because Zion's actually played a good amount of games this season.
Yeah, and Zion has quietly been pretty damn good this year, I will say. But,
I'm still gonna give it to Zion.
I still have the Zion ick. I would probably go Trey Murphy, to be honest.
I'll split it with you as I think Zion.
All right, well, I guess we split on that one. For Defensive Player of the Year, I guess Herb.
Yeah,
Herb, Herbert.
Herb is like the only player on the team who's actually good at defense, so it has to be Herb.
Yeah, by default, no.
Herb Jones,
Herbert Jones,
Oregano Jones.
Most improved. That would be Sadiq Bey. No, I mean I know he missed last year.
Yeah, no, I think so because he's like, I mean, he went from
he's more like comeback player of the year than most improved.
I'd say averaging 17 is better than not having an ACL.
Okay, all right, I'll give you that. How about Bryce McGowan's actually like playing a decent amount for them.
Yeah, he
He
is.
played actually. He played
Is he a
more than I
rookie?
might. No, what? No, Bryce McGowan's been around. He used to be in the Hornets.
I thought you were saying for rookie of the year. I was just saying I don't think he was a rookie.
No. For rookie of the year, I don't know. Who do you think has been better between Fears and
Probably
Queen?
Fears.
Because Queen obviously peaked higher. He's had a couple triple doubles. He had like a nice
Peak's not
stretch.
even
But
peak. Queen's not even starting now.
yeah, that's what. Yeah,
Queen
that's what I was gonna say. He comes
Queen
off the
got benched
bench.
for DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah, so we'll go Fierce. We'll go with Fierce. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Well, good thing the Pelicans have their pick this year.
You know what's funny as hell? I was watching Pelicans Jazz last night for whatever reason. I got to a really close game down the stretch. Isaiah Collier and Jeremiah Fears were like barking at each other. Not actually barking, but they were getting like into it. Collier scored like 12 in the fourth quarter, and he would look. I really like him, man. I don't know. There's something about that guy. I'm intrigued by his.
Yeah, if he was 2 inches taller, I think he'd have like all-star
He's like
potential.
he kind of bullies people. Like I think
Mhm.
I think he could be a starter on another team eventually. Like I don't know if he should be chained to Utah's bench. There's something there with Collier.
I agree. Who are we missing? We didn't do the Jazz.
Oh, we were
So-
talking about Isaiah Collier, and we didn't do the team that
That's
Isaiah
that's why
Collier
we thought we
plays.
talked about the Jazz. Okay, cool. So
MVP is Lauri Markkanen, probably.
I think you can make a case for Keontae.
I think who's missed more games.
Yeah, I was gonna say I got to check the games played because Laurie obviously.
But Lauri's
is
still
in and
averaging
out.
like 28, man, which is pretty crazy on like good efficiency.
Yes, but okay, so it's 49 games for Keontae, 42 for Lauri Markkanen. Yeah, no, I'll go Lauri.
I'm going Lauri Markkanen, dude.
He's more valuable. Yes.
I'd say most improved is Keontae.
Yes, for sure. Does Walker?
He's actually another guy who should be a big candidate for most improved, but
I think he is. I think he's in the talks now.
Like I'd way rather have. I think if he won over Rollins, that would be less egregious to me than a Denny or Jalen Johnson winning it.
Mm-hmm. Does Walker Kessler's 5 games count for Defensive Player of the Year?
Probably not.
Jaren Jackson's 3 games.
Kevin Love.
Use Nurkic grab some rebounds.
I'd honestly maybe say Markkanen, even though he's not a great defender.
Really?
I don't know who else you're gonna say.
Nurkic? I don't know. It probably is Nurkic by default of being the rim protector.
He's not a rim protector. What does he average? Like 0.8 blocks a game?
That's not what a rim protector means.
But still, like he doesn't do that either.
But just I think the numbers would pan out to say that the center is the best available.
All right, sure.
option,
If you want to go Nurkic, I don't care.
Slim pickings, but I guess that's how we'll wrap this one up then. We did officially get to all 30 teams.
We'll wrap it up by debating who the Defensive Player of the Year is for the most unethically tanking Utah Jazz team I've ever seen.
It definitely is. They're setting new records with tanking. But yeah, we'll wrap there. That was fun just to get to all 30 teams. It's tough to do that with an episode, but we found a way. So thanks to everybody for listening. Obviously, we'll be back with another episode on Tuesday around noon, as we generally do. But until then, hope everyone has a great rest of their day.
And make sure if you have an injury, the NBA is going to send investigators to your home and make sure that injury is real, or they're going to tell your employer, and things aren't going to end well for you. Make sure you check out all of our socials linked in the description. That's it for us. Goodbye.